From a 703 area code. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Nathan.
Hey, what's up, Nathan? What's going on?
Well, thanks for taking my call. I didn't actually get on. Love what you guys do. I live in Virginia, and I talk a little bit in the cafes and salons of the D.C. area to my fellow millennial youths about, what we want to do with our lives and stuff. And a couple of us are actually, going. I think the underpinning of this entire conversation is the most critical thing we can do is, energize and engage people like us and who share our ideas and our hopes and our goals to get as involved in the electoral process as possible. Because, that's ultimately going to be the lever that we're going to need to pull to affect some positive change. And
yeah,
I'd say even down here that the majority of people, they want people to have health care for free because they get sick sometimes. There's a base level of, and going to the whole, can you have a conversation with the MAGA, Pizzagate, those guys? I look at it this way, and I'm trying to see if you like this, put it out there for you. You could basically assume 1 out of 4 people, wouldn't know their best interest if it hit them in the face. I think that, nowadays there are just so many of us, law of large numbers and social media access, and the stupid, like Jesus said, the stupid you will always have with you. But as long as we energize, because I think the majority of people are like us.
I totally agree with that.
I
100% agree with that.
Yeah, pessimism about people in general is a sign of a latent reactionary worldview.
I agree, and I think, and I understand why some people on the left, like I understand why you can get disgusted and upset, and I understand that, but if you don't fundamentally have a trust, like. I think that's one of the things, again, that actually I think is incredibly admirable and important about a guy like Lula, right? I was just reading a profile of a liberation theologian just visited him in prison in May and wrote about like his meeting with Lula. And, and this isn't just bullshit because Lula literally did lift 30 million people out of poverty. He's like, my policy has to be of and directed to the people to the extent it's possible. That's the whole reason. Like, that's my measure of greatness in politics, period. Yeah. And that attitude is fundamentally one of optimism about people. And especially when you look at the class reaction of Brazil and just even, and the, utter hypocrisy of all of these people who are, criminally compromised in ways that are vastly more serious in many cases than anything Lula has even been accused of. The subtext is like, people suck. Like, you're not born from the right place. You're not of the right race. You're not of the right gender. You're not of the right training. And therefore, you're less than. If you're of the left, you have to believe that humans are endowed with, minds, with spirits, with capacity, and that you want them to
with certain unalienable rights.
Inalienable rights. You want them to live to their capacity as much as possible, and you want them to do well. And in order to want that for as many people as possible, you have to think that most people are there, right? Like, none of us are perfect. Yeah. Some of us are really fucking bad. But a lot of us are actually pretty good, and I don't see.
Policy should always.
I don't see how
policy should always be geared towards increasing the average societal utility of a member of that society, because that's what the government exists for, is endowed by and empowered by, and the reason it exists, we fucking own the place, right? Let's just start acting like we own it.
Word. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you. What were you going to say?
Oh, well, I was going to say that our current system of bourgeois democracy was founded mainly to protect private property.
True. Definitely.
But that doesn't mean we can't take control of this machinery anyway,
and we'll still want democracy.
And use it to advance Democratic socialists, phew.
And we'll still want democracy. Like
Of course.
and we'll still want, by the way, like I want to still absolutely want to outsource certain decision making. I don't want to be on every single committee. I'm going to want to vote for certain people to make certain decisions in a transparent and clarified way. That's for me. I don't want to go to meetings all fucking day. I want to have a socialism.
That's
I do not.
The Oscar Wilde.
I am absolutely Oscar Wilde on that.
My vision of the future probably has more meetings, but
that's probably
it might be a
true.
tough sell.
I think one of our core divisions inside socialism is meeting amounts, with me on the much lower end of meetings probably.